Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Grant, would you lead us in prayer, please? Sure.
Heavenly Father, we want to take this moment to pause and thank you for all that we have on this beautiful day. As always, we pray for our board and employees of Union County and taking a moment to bless the family of Bobby Toller Jr. and Bobby for his years of service to Union County and his professionalism. We pray that you'll continue to watch over and care for each of us and that your love will abound in every way. We pray for forgiveness of our sins and our shortcomings. And thank you for all that we're blessed with each and every day. In Christ's name.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lance, would you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Harville.
Here.
Commissioner Pitts.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner Bierstadt.
Here.
Commissioner Gould.
Having a quorum, I'll call the meeting to order. First item, regular minutes from March 24th, 2023. Everybody had a chance to look at those. Any additions or deletions?
I move we accept as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Harville.
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt.
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Yes.
Public comments. A lot of public today. They're all friendly. Committee reports.
Well, we actually had our 7-5 this last Tuesday evening. Didn't seem to be a whole lot going on, except they announced new grants for this, that, and the other, and I thought the one we might be kind of vaguely interested in is an IDNR bicycle path grant, which has a 200,000 max in it. But for some counties, it's a 50-50 max, so I don't know, that may be a deterrence. And also at our meeting, we actually, where is it here? We passed a policy for the employees down there, what they call a share time for the employees that for health reasons or for personal reasons have exhausted all their time while they've been working, and they still need more time where the other employees can actually share their time with them, so they wouldn't miss anything. So we actually passed that down there for employees down there. And do we have that kind of policy here for our employees?
No, ours is all under union contract and set.
Yeah.
That type of thing, so.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something we can maybe look into it maybe in the future, you know, for our employees. I know there are certain circumstances in people's lives that require they have more time off.
Right.
Anyway, that's about all that's going on right now.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the county an update on the movement out there now, so, it's pretty busy out there, buddy. As of, March 1st to today, we have brought in an actual 26 animals, and we've moved out 30. And that's due on adoption, rescue, and what have you. And then, we've actually got 12 in our inventory today. We got 3 going out today, but we've got, 12 or more we got to pick up Monday. So kind of brings that inventory back up. And no cats. That's it.
Anybody else?
I'll have a Southern 7 next Thursday, the 20th, and I'll have something back for us on that.
Very good. All right. Building permits?
Yeah, first one is parcel 0430026995. In addition to a home, there's no floodplain, no subdivision, recommend it for approval. Next one is parcel 0528039226A. It's also in addition to a home, there's no subdivision, no floodplain, recommend for approval. The next one is parcel 0716054117. It's for a new home. There's no subdivision, no floodplain. Recommend for approval. The next one is 0610044352. It's also for a new home. There's no subdivision, no floodplain, recommended for approval.
While we're going through these, any updates you need to give us on equipment or roads or?
Well, we just about, we did that resurfacing project at Dongola, on Cypress Road and St. John's Road, kind of filling in the parts that were still below the chip. And we've got everything done with the striping on that, so the last 2 weeks. They completed that project and it's turned out really well.
It did turn out really well.
Yeah, no, that's a good, as rough as the old road was, and they did an excellent job on the construction of it.
They did.
Have you started mowing yet?
No. Not yet. I'm on the way, hopefully.
Is there any way we could start in trouble areas, start spraying Johnson grass when it starts getting up really good?
I mean, we do some spraying.
It seems like we have some trouble spots.
No, the last several years since I've been here, we've done quite a bit of spraying, especially behind guardrails and some places,
It seems
get
like
mow and sight distance places.
it's pretty tough stuff.
Yeah.
Any questions on the building permits? I get a motion to approve all of them.
Make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt?
Yes.
Commissioner Gould?
We have nothing under old business, moving on to new business. We're gonna table approve payment of bills. We're a little behind this week on getting all that done, so not that anybody's not gonna get their money. Anyway, we'll table that. Item B, Illinois House Resolution honoring Bobby Toller Jr. Bobby had talked to me about this back last year. This actually took place in 2022, and we were timing it for Representative Jacobs would have ability to be here and do this presentation and so forth in honor of his years and years and years and years of service to Union County. But I know Bobby does, and I appreciate all you guys coming from the offices in here and his family and so forth. I personally have worked with Bobby here on the board for many years, and he's quite the gentleman, So, Representative Jacobs, let you have the floor.
I just want to remind everybody here of some of the rules in public meeting rules. Number 3 is members of the audience will not be permitted to enter into verbal exchanges during the meeting, so let's just be nice to each other, right? Listen, I tell you what, Bobby has been, here for years and years and years, and it's a pleasure for us at the House to recognize him with this resolution. This resolution is 973. It's permanently recorded in the State House. You can get it online, or you can go up to the State House and pull it up and get it. But it recognizes a number of things, and it was brought up to us, to myself and to Patrick Windhorse, and we said, oh yeah, absolutely, we'd be honored to do it. So I'm going to read it to you. Whereas the members of the Illinois House of Representatives wish to congratulate Bobby Toller Jr. on the occasion of his retirement. Some of us don't retire, but he keeps going. He's in retirement now as a commissioner of the Union County Board of Commissioners, and whereas Commissioner Toller has faithfully served the citizens of Union County for 40 years and 7 months. First as a deputy assessor, then as Union County clerk, then as commissioner, And whereas prior to his public service, Commissioner Toller attended Union County Schools and graduated from Southern Illinois University of Carbondale. And whereas Commissioner Toller helped implement the property record card system while attaining the designation of certified Illinois assessing official. And whereas, as a county clerk, Commissioner Toller secured the necessary grant funding to convert from a punch card voting system into an electronic voting system. He made necessary upgrades to recording systems while staying within budget, which is always important. He also made himself available after working hours or on the weekends to issue marriage licenses and provide birth certificates. Whereas Commissioner Toller, during his tenure as commissioner, supported the replacement of one-lane wooden bridges with culverts, which increased safety and made economic sense. He also helped secure a community-oriented policing service grant of $357,375 for schools to help prevent violence. He helped with refinancing courthouse bonds, which reduced the term, and this is important, the term of the loan by 7 years at a savings of $2 million. Earning an A+ bond rating for Union County. Since becoming commissioner, he has also helped to increase the reserve funds by $1 million. And those are significant things. He also has made decisions on county issues based on prior experience to help county government. And whereas in his spare time, Commissioner Toller enjoys spending time with his wife of 37 years, Karen, and their grandchildren. He also enjoys gardening, sharing what he grows with family and friends. Therefore, it is resolved by the House of Representatives of the 102nd General Assembly of the State of Illinois that we congratulate Commissioner Bobby Toller Jr. on the occasion of his retirement, thank him for his service, and wish him the best in all of his future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a suitable copy of this resolution be presented to Commissioner Toller as an expression of our esteemed respect. That is signed by the president of the clerk of the court, John Holman, who's from Murfreesboro, which is always nice to have somebody local up there with us. And then also Manny Chris Welsh, our Speaker of the House. So I congratulate you personally too, Bobby. It's a pleasure to be able to present this to you. This is your certified copy. Here you go. We're gonna get that picture for the Facebook. Good job. You did. Thank you. There you go. Appreciate it.
Let Jeff get a picture too.
Yes. He's sitting back in front.
It's a little hard to get from that side.
But you got a better side. Good deal. If you're wondering why Lincoln's up, we're going to go do the mural later on today, so I've got my Lincoln tie appropriate for Illinois elected officials, right? I've got to go on to another meeting. I appreciate it, guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you much.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Have a safe
Ron, you stay retired, man. We'll see you. Thank you.
That was very nice of him. He sponsored the resolution, and I did appreciate that. Max, thanks for your extra help that you put in on this. And of course, I thank the board for placing this on the agenda to do this for me. I appreciate the fact that, county officials are here and workers, because we're actually, you're not just workers, you're friends, And also, of course, not last, but of course, Karen's here and Mary and Amber and Ken and Bobby, who's here on his birthday. I just embarrassed you. But, no, Grant, I wanted Grant to be here, because he's, we got over 80 years, the two of us, so we've been around a long time. But, it's been a long time, and I appreciate everybody ever since I started, I've always tried to work with people, and work with everybody, and, you know, be out in the open with everybody in the public, and I just appreciate everybody, and I do kind of miss things around here, and I do come around once in a while. But when I do come around, it's just smiles, and, you know, I appreciate that. So, thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Well, I would like to say, Bobby, you were an asset to me, 100% or more. You were my go-to person when I became chairman on knowing what the hell I was doing. And many questions from years past that I had no clue about, and you had the answer. And I just personally want to thank you for all the guidance and assistance that you've given me the last several years. So, appreciate you very much.
One last thing, my daughter-in-law Caitlin's here too. This is like a blanket, thank you.
Please are. All right, next item on the agenda. Approval of resolution for sale of delinquent property held by a county trustee. Once again, we've done this many times. And, just basic housekeeping. Do you have anything you want to say, Lee, about this?
She's back there. I could tell you, it's basically a parcel that was bid on and sold. It's parcel number 0715055397, and it was purchased by Jordan McHughes and Brooklyn Wright for $810.
I make a motion that we approve this resolution for sale of delinquent property held by the county trustee.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt?
Yes.
Commissioner Gould?
Next item on the agenda is University of Illinois Extension Budget Agreement. Jody Johnson, take the floor.
Thank you. So, quite an item to have to follow. 40 years of service, and he ran out of the room because, you know, one of the things that makes Extension the powerful organization that we are is volunteers. And so I was ready to hit Bobby up to become a volunteer, but he's I'll catch him sometime. But he really is, you know, what a testament it is for young elected officials to pattern themselves after a Bobby Tolwer. So I commend you all for giving him the recognition that he deserves. That's quite a bit. So I'm here again. My name is Jody Johnson, the County Extension Director for University of Illinois Extension. You know, our main office is in Vienna. We've got one here in Anna. We've got one down at Mounds and one in Metropolis. Actually, Shawnee College, they give us a space too for free. So they see the value of us being on their campus, and it pays dividends every year. I don't know, you have this?
They all have it.
Okay.
Yep. In your packet.
Need to, it's the annual request that we make. It's a referendum that you levy on our behalf. We're just asking to keep things at 40,000. So you're sitting there and you're saying, well, what do our taxpayers get for $40,000 a year? Well, one, you got the office, you have a Union County secretary that's in there. She's from Cobden, so I'm really proud of that. We hired a program coordinator this past year who is also from Cobden, and she's housed there. She goes out and works with natural resource, environmental education programs. Last year, I can't believe this every time I say it, we pulled out 4,000 pounds of trash from the Shawnee National Forest. We have volunteers that we train called Master Naturalists. We've got about a team of about 15, 20 of them. And we keep them involved in activities such as that. But there's other things that we do, working with our parks and different places. Master Gardeners is another program that we've got. I think we're gonna have a graduating class of 7 from our 5 counties here in the next week or two. Another thing, I'll hit Bobby up and his interest in gardening. But, and then we have the nutrition person who's housed here in Union County. She goes out to all of your school districts and teaches nutrition education to all of them. On top of that, you all have heard of 4-H. And what I'm really proud of, we were one of the leading units in the state this year. Normally we have about 400 kids enrolled in 4-H. We had over 800 kids signed up in 4-H. And I want to give credit to Shawnee School District. Your superintendent over there, she is rocking and rolling that school district. I don't know if kids have much interaction, but I would challenge us to go and check out what she's doing. Just about every kid over there is involved in 4-H in some capacity. We're really doing a lot of 4-H work there. So really proud of that activity. So we with the post-COVID, we're really opening up more, doing more of the face-to-face. Hopefully, did anybody get the invitation to International Night? Did you get, Mr.? Okay, good. So if you are available, I think it's April 25th, if my memory serves me right. It's a Tuesday night down at Shawnee Community College. We have 12 of our 4-H clubs from across the 5 counties. We'll have probably 300 plus people there, but they'll be there to demonstrate what they've learned about the country that they've studied. There'll be food. You can walk around the gymnasium and sample all of that. But it's just a real high energy evening, feel good. So if you're available for that, I'd recommend you come out for that. We've got cooking schools planned again this year. Fairs, as usual. I mean, we're just, the staff, another thing I'm really proud of, I've got a staff of 15 and 5 of them have been with me for 15 years. The other 5, I got another 5 that's been with me for over 10 years. So when you've got staff that are that mature, you know, there's not a whole lot of management, you know, for me to have to deal with. Everybody knows their job. They know what they need to do. You know, we're still open to the needs of communities. So we're listening to you and your colleagues and the citizens of what is needed. But at the same time, we're able to provide some of the staple programs like International Night and other things, the cooking schools that we've always done. So as a taxpayer myself, I still see extension as being a wonderful value for our citizens. Our biggest challenge is people still don't know who we are. And so that's where we need your help. Be a word of mouth for us. If it's something you look up on Google, call our office or stop in the office and ask us so that we can, you know, verify that information that you're looking for. You know, when you come to us, we're going to have a research-based answer for you. You go to Google, who knows, you know, what it's going to be. So I'm welcome to answer any questions anybody might have. Yes,
Do you guys have a Facebook page or anything for
Yeah.
social media?
Yeah, we do. That's actually, that's a great way to follow. I mean, we're posting every other day, activities that are on there. So, I'm ashamed to say, normally by now you would have our annual report, but they're still finishing it up on campus for us, and probably next week I'm gonna have it. So, I'll do another mailing to you guys, unless you want me, I'll bring it over to you personally, I don't mind doing that. But, I'll get that to you, and when you get it, our Facebook, information is on there. So, but you can also look it up, just look it up.
You put things on there that's shareable,
Yes,
like the international event down there, and things like that.
yeah, absolutely. So you understand the power of that. Yeah, unfortunately, we know we don't have a 5-county radio station, or, getting television coverage is really hard. So we have to rely on media like that. And campus recognizes our challenge with marketing. So, I'm pursuing a marketing position for our county. And, like I do a lot of times, I don't want to use our money. When I say our money, I'm talking about like this. I'm looking for grant money. And so we had, I don't want to take up a lot more of your time, but I am proud of something that we've done. We're the agency that handles the SNAP education dollars. And as a result, we had a opportunity to submit for special projects. And what we did, I shared the opportunity with a neighbor. Her and we share 11 counties between the two of us. We put in for something called the 7 on the Way Food Access project. And what it's dealing with is access to food. Union County, we're blessed here. You have, we lost Union County Market, but some of our communities, like in Gallatin County, we've been working with, Gallatin County doesn't even have a grocery store. They have a dollar store, $2 stores is all they have for the entire county. So that's a population of over 4,000 people who don't have access to fresh groceries.
I think there's a term for that, food desert.
Food desert, you got it. You're on top of it, yes, sir. In our area, of course, we know Cairo. Cairo is the food desert. It's really bad. So my team's been involved in that. You've heard about the grocery store coming. That's University of Illinois Extension. It's not these dollars that we're talking about today, but reality is because you've made investments, that's put the team in place that allows us to go after grant dollars like I'm talking about to do these projects out in the community. So when you see things happening in Carroll, take that as a win. It should be a regional win, because what's happening to our neighbors could eventually happen to us too. So really, really proud of that HEAP project, and going back to my point with marketing position, I'm actually trying to use money from that to create this marketing position, and then I'll blend that with some federal dollars that we get. So.
Very good.
Can I ask you one quick?
Absolutely question.
I want to go back to your 4,000 pounds of trash.
Yeah.
I'll make this pretty brief. What was its consistency? Was it litter or illegal?
Well, and it is a lot, but a lot of it was tires. In one particular day, they pulled out about 50 tires that people had just thrown out in a ravine area. So
How large of an area did that consist of the Shawnee National Forest, you know?
It was like one of the parking areas. So, I mean, it wasn't
Just
like,
a small.
yeah, it wasn't like 5 square miles.
That's what I was wondering, if it went from the Ohio to
Yeah,
Mississippi,
no.
only 2 tons.
No, it was at a site, for example, say Hidden Springs, I don't know if that was the spot, but, it was at a concentrated location.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of states have a bottle bill, if you pick up a container of soda or something, and different states have it. Like it's a nickel a container or 7 cents a container. Do you think something like that would help the state of Illinois?
I don't know, and I'll tell you another project to watch. They're getting ready to build a duplex down at Cairo using a machine. Have you seen 3D printers? It's a 3D concrete machine. and they're going to 3D print this house, and it uses concrete, but it can also use plastic. And so where I'm going with that conversation is if we could get a large amount of concentrated plastics like that, I know that there's a lady in Pulaski, Illinois, who's trying to start a plastics recycling business. And so, that would be something, and I'm sure Dr. Jacobs and Representative Windhorse and Senator Fowler would probably, in support of that type of.
Yeah, if we had more opportunities for post-consumer waste, that'd be great.
Yes, yeah. And in the age that we're in, the more recycling we can do, the better.
It is.
And we can create economic opportunities.
Oh, yeah, jobs.
Absolute
Jobs.
Absolutely.
Tax revenue jobs. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jody. I know this is an annual trip for you, and we definitely enjoy working with you, and glad we can budget this, and be involved, and appreciate all you do, your ideas, and everything. Good.
Yeah, the moment that you have any questions at all, you hear anything, please call me. And I'm glad to meet with you in person, and we can talk about whatever an issue is. If you discover needs, one that got brought up by one of your representatives on my council was homelessness. I think, unfortunately, we're gonna see more and more homelessness come about. And we're involved in a project. You're familiar with the Job Corps over at Golconda? That property is sitting there vacant for 5 years now. We're working with a developer who wants that property. I love this story. He's already got 3 facilities across the US, but he wants that site to bring in homeless veterans, run them through some counseling programs, and then repurpose their lives to settle here in Southern Illinois or a location where they want to go. Cutler's already working with building homes for the veterans, so when they get through his program, they're ready to yeah. And you look at our out-migration of people, if we don't do something, we're losing so much population, that puts the tax burden on all of us, and so we need more people. But there again, that's not in Union County, that's not your 40,000.
Right.
But you're a part of that team with your contributions.
Since we've already, yeah.
This is actually for next year, because this
Right.
is the one for 2024. So you have to vote.
Right, okay.
So this would be what you're preparing your budgets for.
Right.
In,
Starting-
effective in December.
July 21st, 23 to June 30th, 2024. I make a motion, we approve our continuing agreement with City of Pitts.
Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Thanks again, Jody.
Much easier, I really do appreciate it, and,
Look forward to
if
seeing
you,
Keep
you.
up the good work.
thank you.
Keep pushing.
Like I said, I got great staff, so. Take care, thanks, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
Yeah, see you.
Next item is.
Commissioner, I'm sorry, could I get the, signed copy from you? And then I'll give you another one, you can just sign. Okay. That work? Thanks, we'll send the final one to you too.
Next item is resolution in support of Union County agriculture. Kent and I went to a Farm Bureau meeting, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or something like that, I guess. It was quite an interesting meeting, actually. I mean, everybody knows Union County is definitely an agricultural area, not a metropolitan whatever. We are working on basically kind of like Jody, some other organizations, for them to come to a board meeting once a quarter, whatever, give us an update on ag and so forth, and attend more of their meetings. They had us there asking if we would pass a resolution, basically in support of Union County agriculture. And obviously, I don't see a problem with that. I'm assuming none of the rest of you do. It doesn't bind us to anything whatsoever, or money-wise, or anything like that. It's just a resolution supporting them. They gave us a handout, which I was really unaware of the actual numbers. It's kind of interesting. I think you all have one there in your packet. But the amount of money that agriculture actually provides for Union County, it's amazing to look at. You're talking about, for example, net cash farm income, $13 million. That's a pretty healthy amount of change. 150, almost 151,000 acres in farmland. But it's quite an interesting breakdown of what goes on. At least I found it. I mean, I'm obviously not a farmer, but I thought it was pretty interesting. But anyway, anybody have any questions about this, or? I mean, I'm not going to read this whole resolution. You have a copy of it in front of you.
I move we accept the resolution. We have in front of you.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Harville,
I like to eat, yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Yes.
Very good. But do look at those numbers, guys. I mean, maybe you already know them, but I find it very interesting. All right, moving on. Selection of RFQ for architectural engineering services. This is for basically it is for the new animal control facility. I think Angie and I both learned something on this as far as putting out for what we normally put out for bids. This is not a bid, it's a request for qualifications. And then we pick an architect, then we start getting into the money end of things. We do have the right to, if whichever one of these we choose, if we're not in agreement or whatever, that we can fire them and start over. So it's pretty simple. We had two RFQs submitted. I think the one company is out of Chicago, wasn't it? Yeah. Like I said, there's no money involved on this as far as bidding at this point. The other one that submitted was a local architect, Dodd Architects, has an office out here in Savannah. I've read through pretty much both of them. It's kind of interesting to see the homework that especially the local guy did on this project. So open it up. Anybody has any questions about this?
Keeping it local, I think we have no choice.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a,
And Dodd, he done his homework.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked at everything, a budget on this, the whole 9 yards.
And he'll be right here through the whole process. He's a good family and.
yeah.
good
No, I
make a motion that that's who we go with.
I agree.
That second.
Second, yes.
Okay.
So Gould made the motion.
Yeah.
Pitts. Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Mr. Pitts.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Bierstadt.
Yes.
Mr. Gould.
Yes. He does have the time frame in there as far as estimated time frame on this and so forth, which is kind of interesting too, but,
35 weeks.
we, you know, it may move a little faster, may move a little slower, but, we, anxious to get started on this, so it's been a long time coming.
So we're probably looking at fall, aren't we?
Time it's completed, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Takes that long to get the drawings all done, probably.
And it says in it, permitting may result, from the IEPA may result in construction delays.
So,
Exactly. Trying to deal with
but anyway, that's all his department to handle, and we'll get it done as quick as we can. Looking forward to it. Next item, approval of dump truck bids. Jeff, you wanna comment on this?
So anyways, we solicited bids, and we actually got 2 bids, and on both of them, for both the single axle dump trucks and the tandem axle dump trucks, McBride Max Sales was the cheapest bid. So, I mean, we're pretty pleased with them being the low bidder on this, and that, you know, they've got a dealership in Carbondale, which going forward would also be an advantage, you know, as far as, you know, parts, service, that type of thing versus, you know, the Rush. I think they've got one spot in Cape, but then you gotta go quite a bit north to get any sort of service. So I was glad to see them be the low bidder, and I'd recommend we, you know, accept both those bids from McBride Truck Sales on those trucks.
I will take your word for it. We've already budgeted for this, have we not? I'm correct. So it's just a matter of getting it done. So.
It is a little bit more than what we budgeted. Do you remember what I said it was? Was it?
Yeah, I think on the single axle, we were 4,000 over the budget amount, and I think 9,000 over on that tandem. I think we had 200 and 225.
Yeah, that's what we
The bids
had,
were 204 to 230.
which the price of everything's gone up. But the good news is, well, not the good news, but these aren't gonna come in until July of 2024. So we'll just have to budget the additional
Right.
dollars
Yeah.
in 2024.
Yeah, we got time to make the.
Can we pick up colors?
Wow.
Yeah, it's it's almost a year just to get the truck, cab and chassis, and then another 6 months to, you know, the bed, the lights, voice, all that.
Typical world we live in.
Exactly.
So
I'm
that,
hoping it's a year because my golf carts are a year and a half.
Wow.
A year and a half for golf carts, or 72 of them.
It's that way with
I
everything.
can't get one single part. And now I got it in, now I got a recall on them because the spring is faulty in the brake. In the brakes. Yep. Quality of work and products is.
Didn't JFK put us on the moon quicker than
Maybe I'll look for
that?
1976 model.
Go back to the old school stuff, it's built better.
I make a motion that we approve these 2 bids as per Jeff's advice. For the
I'll second,
trucks.
I'll second that motion.
Just to be clear, the McBride truck bids is what
Yes,
you're,
it
okay.
is.
All right, Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt?
Yes.
Commissioner Gould is left.
Last item on the agenda, approval of federal aid agreement for Wing Hill resurfacing project. You want to add anything to this, Jeff?
I mean, it's one of the steps we have to go through to ride out on every resurfacing project. And basically, we're just gonna be going from, like St. Joseph Cemetery, which is kind of the jurisdiction Cobham takes from there to Old 51. So we're gonna hook onto there where they put hot mix, and then go out to New 51 on that Lower Cobham Road, Wing Hill Road.
I guess that'll be striped in afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Make a motion, we approve the federal aid agreement for Wing Hill resurfacing project.
Second.
Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt?
Yes.
I don't think we have anything for executive session, but, okay. Other business, I think Mr. Jacobs mentioned it there. We have a invitation, anybody that wants to attend today at 11 o'clock on the square in Jonesboro. They're dedicating the Lincoln Douglas mural that's on the wall that they painted there, featuring the Lincoln Douglas debate and so forth. That's at 11 o'clock. There's a reception following that at the past Heritage House, just right down the street there, a couple of doors. So anybody would like to attend, please do. Anybody else have anything?
The election that went smooth for the consolidated, we're gonna finish that out Tuesday. There, with the new vote by mail, permanent vote by mail list has created a whole new issue with elections now and local elections for sure. 606 ballots were sent out. We got a roughly 200, almost 300 back. We have 305 ballots back of those 600. So in certain districts, we're still not able to call the race because of the 14 days that the state makes us have to wait.
So can they have to mail that in and have it here by 14 days beforehand? So we can know the results the night of.
That's the state of Illinois. I have my own, of course, they don't ask us. So, but that's something that it has to be postmarked the day of the election or before. They can't just come in after the election. So it has to be postmarked, go through the postal system at that point. The state requires us to give them 14 days to get those ballots in through the post office.
How many have we got in since the
A
election?
handful, not many. And I didn't think we would, but again, still not able to call those races until the 14 days to be exact. So I think if we've had 10 come in max, I'd be surprised. I think it's somewhere around there. And some of those that came in were not postmarked correctly as well. So they won't, there's a few of them that will not count. So
And you're gonna get some after this because
Probably.
I've got a couple of bills that were postmarked the 21st of March,
Yeah.
due April 1, that came in my mail yesterday.
So again, letting you guys know this is an issue. I'm going to, there are other county clerks as well. We've all been discussing this now because used to, we never sent over, I think 60 or 80 ballots out for a consolidated election. So it was never really that big of an issue. Well, now with this permanent list, a lot of people probably didn't understand when they signed up that they'll be getting the ballot for the consolidated. Again, the consolidated elections is highly important, as you guys should know as well. I wish those people would have voted those and sent them back. It would have made our job a lot easier on this, but some folks didn't. So their ballot's still out. It's going to be an issue for 24. I'm just going to tell you, be on the lookout. I can't do anything about it. It's state law at this point. So the state says 14 days. I know if you guys remember back to some of the presidential elections, especially the 2020 election, those other states in the swing states, everybody watched the news, it was 4 days or 7 days. We're 14. So that's Illinois has been that way for a long time. I don't see that changing. I'm going to advocate for it, but I don't think it'll happen. So, but anyway, just wanted you guys to know but everything else went really smooth. We had 15% turnout, which the last consolidated was 6%. So that at least the uptick, but as you guys probably know, some races were contentious, and the city of Anna runs every 4 years, as you know, instead of, they don't stagger their terms. So this was the election that they all elect all their new board and mayor at the same time. So, but anyway, it went smooth. Hopefully, Tuesday I'll be able to put a bow on it and put it to bed. So
Very good. Glad it all went well.
Can I want to commend the sheriff real quick. We had a discussion a few weeks ago about the speeding issue in front of the schools. When we're trying to get students to school, people speeding, I don't even think they're aware of it. But I think the presence of the squad cars and the city of Anna, I've seen them sitting up there too. And I think it's helping. I think it's getting people to slow down so we can protect our kids getting to school in the morning. So I just want you guys to know that and keep up the good work. Because that time of the morning is the bewitching hour for students trying to get to school. Just pass that along with you.
Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Mr. Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Mr. Gould. Oh, he's back, sorry.